Welcome back to a new episode of Business or Bust. Me, Jack Lego TV. This episode is going to be on it's a North American based team. And we probably won't be visiting an awful lot of North American based teams because the small startup North American based teams, they don't really ever kick off. So we're going to talk about one in particular, one startup which has accelerated and snowballed into something incredibly big for its size. When we talk about business startups, a lot of the time people think, oh, well, it's going to be just a fella walking around with X amount of money, being able to do X amount of action, being able to get X, Y, and Z as a player. But I don't think that's going to matter too much, because this team that we're going to be talking about, the almighty TeamNewAge. So let's do what I said I would do, and we approach it from the. We'll get their timeline. We're going to approach them from the start and from the end. At the end, I'm going to say what I like and what I don't like about TNA. Howdy, you'll catch me down here. Right now, I'm on the TeamNewAge Twitter. This is TNA, and this is just a small video. I think 5th of September 2020 is, I believe, when they started. Let's just have a quick. Quite nice for sure. So here is where I think they made the smartest decision, and it's a decision that I think it's I want to call it innovative. I don't think any other team has tried to implement it as such, where they just start off like this. Maybe Congarna in that sense, but what they did after they signed creators like Fakeify or Fake, I think he has around 200,000 subs, and he's on, well, with Chronic there it said they picked up Fakeify. He's at a big creator, bringing a big audience to this team, and the first thing they talk about is the TeamNewAge Mansion Tour. So you're like, huh, a TNA Mansion. That's something big. That just sounds like an awful lot of content. It really did. And then they made, again, when you want to talk about how will I put this one? When you want to talk about opportunities and real good investments, and for the audience that you're paying for, why not pick up Reverse 2K, the lad that maybe the biggest name in esports, the Ninja, would have played with for a very long time. Spreading and really snowballing that audience, gathering a lot of speed. Very, very, very smart start if we want to contrast it, for example, to the likes of Enterprise. With no disrespect to Enterprise, slow off their feet, just throwing cash at players. What we can see here is they pick up a couple of people and they have a massive mansion ready for content, because content is what makes you money. That's what I need to really, really phrase more, an awful lot. Content is what makes you that money. So there's two people I believe that are behind TNA as a team that I can tell. There's two main owners, and I believe there's a few members of management. But I want to say the two that I picked up on straight away, the two owners that I can see, would have been Kirsch and Joaquin. Very, very good startup, lads. If I want to say it, I will talk about the positives and negatives towards the end of the video, but as regards to startup, you've managed to do everything right so far. Literally everything right. I look at the management, and I know that on socials you have one of my friends, Dylan, and you have it's Jappel. It's Jappel. He's one of the general managers as well, and you really get to see that sense of it's all business, but they can be friends. I understand that Dylan has very much good friends within TNA, and he's been very happy with them. I can only imagine that family feel. We have that in Serenity, of course, but when you talk about business on this scale, different gravy, my friends. Different gravy. So let's have a quick scan across all their socials across the board, all of their platforms that they hold, that we can know. First up, the YouTube. 100k subscribers, 104k subscribers. They got that verification badge as well, and from what I can tell, good views across the board. A solid start as regards any. Well, if you look at any other team like this, for a startup that started only in September, that's 5-6ish months. They're really putting some teams to shame. The Instagram ran by Dylan, I see here, has 31k followers at the moment. More than likely, I'd say at the end of the year, they could be looking at a very hefty... If you want to think that they got 30k in 6 months. What can they get in the final 10 months of this year, or 9 months even? I'd say they'll be on the push for 100k. Of course, don't hold me to that. I'm not a magician. I can't predict things. Their TikTok with 23k followers. Don't know how long this has been up and running for. I don't think I can even check here on desktop. It could take me quite a while to get to the bottom of this. Oh, look at... Jesus, come on. I am here now. I just waffled. 27th of December. That's the last TikTok that's up here. And to think that'd be in 2 months, 23k followers on a brand like TNA is a very, very good start, and something that advertisers will love to see. And of course, the last social, which I might have been very slow to point out, that Twitter is about to hit 30k followers. Numbers wise, TNA are a different breed. It's very, very interesting to see this from a startup, that they're hitting these numbers so early on. And the most impressive part about all of this is that I'd imagine they are already beginning to see... Well, I have to think about this now, because in my head I thought it could be very obvious now. They have two big sponsors as it stands in the like... Oh, which side is it here? In the likes of Respawn and in the likes of G Fuel Energy. Both of those advertisers very generous in their output, and they're very, very strong advertisers. They will partner with this team and help push this team and alleviate it to a stance that, well, some orgs can only dream of. I want to go out on a limb and say that TNA are on the verge of either, I don't know, making green and turning a profit, or breaking even very early on. This is around 5-6-ish months into a startup. They're already starting to, see green or make that turnover as fast as they can. That is, it's extraordinary, to be honest with you. It's completely out of the blue. It's something you won't see from many other startups in that sense. TNA have got it all right from the very start. And you will ask, what is it TNA did to give them that snowball, to give them that push for content? Well, to be honest with you, they got a massive fucking house. They made an awful lot of fucking content. You couldn't go wrong. You couldn't go wrong if you were able to put that much money in to start off with, and be able to push out some high quality content, engaging fans with your brand. What can I say? They've got it all right. I'm literally going to do it this way because it amazes me how good they are at what they do. So I'm going to look at this here. This seems to be Breslin RC. He is a manager with TNA. Again, part of management. One of the people in that team that seem to have got it all right from the get-go. Zum, a Fortnite player, 3 times FNCS Grand Finalist, says enough. 300k supporters, creator. 17.5k, don't know if that's earnings, don't know if it's subs. Either way, they must know what they're doing. Content machine, yeah. No idea, if I'm being honest. Content creator, Fortnite player, graphic designer, what am I looking here? Content creator. This is Fortnite with F2 FNCS Grand Finals, which is mental. A community manager, fair play to any of you involved. Anyone in staff, I truly commend you. You're fairly good at what you do. Thumbnail artist, content creator. There you can see G Fuel here. Content creator, content, talent management. Zoof is on management. I didn't even know that. I know Zoof he was ex-C9 when it came to Fortnite, I believe. Design, content creator, management. I'm guessing this is also a creator/player. Content creator, content, player, content manager, content. You get the point. There's so much content. There's not... How can I paraphrase this as best as I can? Content. You will not understand the effect of content until you prioritize that within your business. Content. What TNA have done is, they've got the startup model that a lot of these small EU teams have tried to push, and they've made it successful because they've actually made content. Like, it's incredible what happens when you actually just execute your plan that you go in with. Content should be your target, should be your goal, should be what gets you that green at the end of the day, which is what everyone wants to see. Everyone wants to be able to turn some money to make the investment worthwhile, unless, of course, you have bottomless pockets, in which case it's just a dent. But across the board, they have done everything right. So now I'm going to move into what I like and what I dislike about TNA. So I'm going to just put them up on my left here, what I like. So what I like about TNA, smart management, competent management of that. Content main, so they're maining content. They do have professional players, but content is their priority, it would seem. How else would I want to put this one? If we're talking about places where they just went right and made the right calls, I would say the likes of the signings of Reverse and the Mansion, of course. We can talk about sponsors, endorsements. You have Respawn and G Fuel, both very supportive partners, if I'm not mistaken, from rumors across the board. Overall, I think what's got TNA to where they've got is probably it's the competence and the content have got TNA to the position that they are in right now. That's all any org can do. It's all they can give. And fair play to them at that. Now, if I want to go about what I maybe don't like per se about TNA. Now, I'm struggling. I'm really struggling to find things that don't exactly... I'm struggling to find things that make me think, well, maybe TNA have gone wrong here. And I've got two in my head. I've got two that I can think of just to note. So one I talk about is their target audience. And with that target audience, I think it's very much NA based. I think an EU based target audience can help them as well if they want to grow that international platform. Of course, you can understand. Now, this is going to battle both my points in the end. If they're focusing on NA to become one of the best in NA first, then I completely understand that. But maybe it's a risk. Maybe it's a risk because all these other teams have a massive brand across the world. So the first one I would say is the specific US audience. Or, well, NA audience, if you want to talk about, obviously Canadians as such. But the other part that I would talk about personally is for a team of that size and with that audience, I would talk about one-dimensional. My issue with teams like that who start up big and get big is how reluctant they are to start pushing into other esports. When they become reluctant to do so, it seems as though they're willingly missing out. Like, a team like TNA could blow up huge in the likes of Rocket League straight away. Could take the likes of it could take the Valorant world by storm. It could do anything across even the likes of, well, maybe not CS nowadays, but any of these really competitive esports that are still thriving and have massive audiences across the board. The reluctance to move into another field, I can somewhat get. Which is why I was talking about how I'd combat my 2 points straight away. For the same reason why, if they were trying to focus on their NA target audience, maybe they're still trying to focus on their Fortnite target audience. Because the Fortnite target audience is young and expanding piece by piece on the internet, as it would seem. Especially on the likes of Twitch. Twitch viewership has grown. Twitch as a site has grown incredibly. And Fortnite has grown with it, as has Valorant, as has Rocket League, as has every other game. But the numbers keep going up. So right now, who knows? Who knows? As I would call it, my only two issues I would have with TNA as a business, on a business front, would be their target audiences being maybe strictly NA based, and their one-dimensionality, where they have that 1 foot in Fortnite. I know they have, to be honest, they have both feet planted firmly in Fortnite, and I don't know if they're going to move their feet too soon. Best way I can put it. So, as I said, I've given you what my positives and negatives, but then it all comes down to whether I think that the team is a business, or if it's brutal. And I think this shouldn't be a tough one. I think this should be very straightforward. TNA is a booming business. TNA have done it all right. TNA have followed the model that all these startups have tried to do. I can only commend the likes of Joaquin, the likes of Jappo, the likes of C/Breslin. Is that the right way to put it? I'm sure there's more people behind the team as well. They might have a legal team. They may have PR, all that. Very, 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 very well done to you, lads. And I can only commend you in what you've done. Socials booming, everything booming. Right now, TNA are one of the teams to watch out for. They're one of the teams to beat if you're in the Fortnite competitive ecosystem. We'll see how they go. We'll see how they do in the near future. So yeah, if you've got this far in the video, maybe drop down a comment of, well, one, what you think of the video, and two, if you have gotten this far, maybe just reply and say something along the lines of, Deacon stinks. I'll leave it somewhere up here. Just Deacon stinks. Have that somewhere in the comments. Thank you. But yeah, also talking about the comments, I'm terrible at this. YouTuber, by the way. The most liked comment in the comment section on whatever org or whatever team is the team that I will probably do. So the most liked comment is the team that I'm going to cover in the next video. So yeah, that's our goal. Get the most liked comment, I'll make the video. You got it. So yeah, thank you all for watching. It was a rather fun experience going through one of the it seems to be an esports innovator at this point, because they are doing it all right and with a house. Like, fucking hell. But yeah, be sure to drop a like, sub if you've enjoyed what you saw. Follow me on Twitter. I'll have my socials links in my description below. I nearly called it my bio because I am not a YouTuber. And yeah, you'll catch me streaming the likes of the Serenity Racing League on twitch.tv/JackIgoTV. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, boys. In a bizzle.